and in this video I'll be covering the weekly outlook for the new week that will be starting from Monday 21st July 2025. So if you watched the last video, you would see how price actually played out very well to our outlook from the previous video. Just as we analyzed right here on the channel, you could see a brief recap of what we did last week. Was price picking entries at around 33.20 to 33.15 levels, or if 33.40 fails, we push down lower. And then with what happened from this week that was closed, you notice that price first tapped around 33.20-21, pushed up, gave very nice buys, which we took. I dropped this on the channel too. Very nice buys, and then price still came back, tapped a bit lower around 15 to 10, and then started to push up with the build up. So it was really an awesome one. If you did not catch those trades with us, or you did not watch the video, all the links are in the description. So without any further delay, I would love to jump right into this, and then just like how we do it as always right here, first things first, I would love to go up to the weekly time frame. And when we go up to the weekly time frame, we mark out our weekly highs and lows, that is for this week that was closed. So I would love to use this to mark out our previous week high, which we can easily mark that with this previous week high, and then mark out the low right here. Mark out the low right here. Love to change this to black too. So from what we've been discussing for a while now about how the whole build up on weekly is, we could still see the whole bullish narrative, and then the level that we're currently falling up on right now is a very key level, because initially, so I think some weeks back, I dropped this about price using this 50% of this week as a way to push up higher, and then we could see the whole candle that came in rejected, but then price failed to hold this level. Full candle went down, gave good sales below it, but then price came back, still tapped that level, gave a little bit of rejection, but then we could still see the build up coming up, showing signs that there's a strong push that might break out of that level. So what we would love to see now with all of this and the whole bias in terms of how bullish we are is that I expect to see something like this, a close above this level. That's a close that might push up to as high as 3,400 actually. Then price picking out entries at around previous week high and a bit lower, and then pushing up towards 80H. So this is what I'm actually expecting to see play out, possibly with this new week. But then let's go down to the daily time frame and see what we see on daily. So on the daily time frame, we could actually see what has been happening. I don't want this chart to be too noisy, so I will mark out some stuff for them, take them out. You could notice that this level, just as I said from the weekly time frame, the difficulty that we've been getting around this level, we could see that it's also sponsored by this IFVG that is sitting here. If you don't know what an IFVG is, an IFVG is an inverted FVG, a tree candle formation with a gap in the middle. You could check the channel for more information about that, and I've dropped I think there's a video on the channel that's explaining this also. So we could see what has been pressing price down, this IFVG that has formed this resistance at this level. But then what I expect to see is that I expect to see price breaking out of this guy. So now you could actually see how stuff is tallying up what I just said about the weekly time frame. We need to see a break out of this IFVG, a close above it, and after that close, picking orders at around previous week high to the middle of the IFVG towards more continuation to the upside. You could see how the weekly time frame now and the daily time frame are complementing each other, and everything is adding up with everything that we've been seeing actually. So with that now, what I would love to also check, or I'd also want us to put an eye for, is you could notice something. You could notice this level. Notice this level. That's 50% of this week. I think on another chart, price might have tapped it with this with Friday's high. You could see this. What I expect to see is that I expect to see this guy now that has done this. What we expect to see is that if price closes above it now, price will use it as another entry to push up higher before even picking these guys and pushing up higher. Please take note of this. It might help you assist you with your entries or anything, because I know we're going to print out good money this new week too. So take note of that level too. So with that, now what I would love to do is I would like to let's mark out Friday's high and low. Let's mark out Friday's high and low. So marking out Friday's high and low, just edit this and then indicate it as Friday's high. Oh, it's no, Friday's low actually. Friday's low, and then this guy for the high. I would also love to use this line, so I won't actually interfere with that. Or per se, let's leave it. I won't mark out Friday's high because of this level that I'm watching out for right there. So let's go down to 4 hours time frame now. When we go down to 4 hours, okay, before we go down to 4 hours, let's go back to daily. Notice something on the daily time frame. First of all, notice this FVG right here. I'll take out all of this though, but notice this FVG right here. You could see how it failed to pull price to pull the upside, and then we had a full body close below it. But then after the full body close, we could see this other candle self liquidity from the previous day, and next thing, price reclaimed that level. Next thing, this guy is being respected and then pushed up higher, giving us more signs of the bullish move. If I should take that out now, you could see after, with the whole reclaiming stuff and the full close above it, you could see that price left another FVG here, and you could see how price respected that FVG. Price failed to close below it too, and then used it as a mechanism to push up to the upside. So now let's go down to 4 hours time frame. Let's probably go down to 4 hours now. When we go down to 4 hours time frame, I would actually love to fade this guy. I don't like too much noise. So fading that guy out now. From the previous video that we dropped, you'll notice that we actually marked out this breakout from this trend line right here. You could see how price was beating on it, but then we had a good close, and that was part of the confluence to the analysis that I dropped for last week. This week that was closed actually. So we could see how price came back and used this level. So now with what we've seen now on this time frame, we could also see this inversion right here. There's another inversion right here. That price used picked up the trades with Friday's low and then pushed up higher with it. You could actually see that right there. Can you see that right there? So price used that as another way to push up to the upside. So with all of this information that I have now, what do I expect to see price do this new week? What I expect to see price do is I expect to see price continue with the bullish move. I'll take out 50% of the week of this candle, so I'll show you where I'll be looking for my entries from. 50%, and then boom. What I would expect to see price do is that I expect to see price come a bit lower, something like this, and after tapping around this level, this time frame is too high for this, let's say something like this, tapping around this level, what I expect to see is that I expect to see price continue with the bullish push, something like this, and price pushing up to the upside. This will actually be a very, very good move and a very, very good continuation move, which could actually catch good and nice trades. Take note of all these levels. So taking our pencil, marking it, putting it somewhere right here, and then a good buy should target as high as this, as high as the previous week high. Nothing will stop price from taking out, going up as high as at 400. Like if this level should hold on, like 3,400 will easily be smashed with this. So let's go on to 1 hour time frame. And what do we see on the 1 hour time frame? You could still see the whole build up and everything that has been going on. and everything has been going up. Theories that were picked here, you could see the breakout structure. Price never picked others. Price never came back for 0.5 levels to pick more orders to the upside. So we expect to see a little bit fall. So we expect to see a little fall, probably picking orders, then a fall like this before, with our confirmation and everything, we target as high as this, like this. And then another possible tendency is that if you should look out very closely, from the 1 hour time frame right here, look out very closely, you could see another FVG here that price failed to pick orders from this guy. So there's that chance, or there's that slight tendency that I've seen this play out a lot. Sorry, let's take this guy out like this, and then let's give this guy this. Yes, we could possibly see a very, very good sell from Monday. Let's say probably on Monday, probably a very, very nice sell. That price will come here, give a bit of reaction to this level, and then next thing we'll see, boom, price would smash and go as low as 33.26 levels. Yes, taking the midpoint of the FVG. And after we see that, now what will we see next? Most likely coming back, picking this, reclaiming this same level from here, and then we see a push to the upside. This is also very, very possible. Very, very possible. I would actually prefer this. Why would I actually prefer this? Because we'll be taking liquidity from Friday's low first before we continue with the push, and to actually make the push, the trade be a very, very solid one. So if we see confirmations don't hold from this level, this is where I expect price to come back to. I expect price to come back to 33.26. If 33.41 doesn't hold, this is actually what I expect to see. To actually be a very, very lovely buy. Very, very lovely buy to catch from these levels. So we need to keep our eyes open for each and every one of these levels. I think we'll go down to 30 minutes. We could also still see that FVG now, but then more refined, and then the whole level will still fall at around 33.26 to 33.25. So it's actually going to be a very, very beautiful one. Actually, we could actually see this. What do we see here? We could see a breaker. Price did not pick any of these things. The whole breakout structure, price failed to come back, leaving this guy to most likely be inducement. So these are what I'm keeping my eyes open for this new week. These are what I'm keeping my eyes open for. A fall towards this level in 33.25, and then after that we get a good and solid trade towards the previous week high. So if you're not part of the channel, I would actually advise you join up so you don't miss any of these trades, because I'll be very, very active. We really need to make a lot of money. Catch good opportunities and make the best out of them. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. I do this every week, and also time to time I drop educational content and all. Very soon I'll actually be cooking a very nice course to help people with small accounts, prop firms, and all to upscale their business and upscale their work. So if you're not part of the channel, this will be the best time. I advise you to join up, and then let's win together, and I'll see you all in the next one. So thank you for watching, and have a great one.